Greetings. Hello. You may have come across this video mid-stroke, some activity, some task. Many of you may get the urge to click off, find something else to watch. Totally fine. But before you go, notice that the urge is there to look for another video or scroll through social media on your phone, pick up some object, engage in some other activity around you. We live through the monkey mind. We don't even realize it until we do. At some point we do. The mind subsists on action, thinking, concept, talking, noise, always motion. Nothing wrong with any of these things. But when we sit down to do some kind of a meditation, for example, you notice the body feels very uncomfortable. It resists. It doesn't want to be still. That's all right. You just notice that. That's just what the mind is doing. Many of my coaching students, when it comes to this, right, the Zen life, the slowing down, making each moment of your life a spiritual practice, the mind, it presents a double narrative. There's this emotional sense in your body, this urge, I gotta do something. You want to grab the phone, you want to do something, right? And as a spiritual person, you catch yourself and you say, that's a failure, that's bad. The mind is being the monkey mind again. But the irony, of course, is that's the mind. That's the mind attacking itself. One of the two sides in this, you believe you are. You believe you are holding the mind accountable. But that's just more thought. That's just more concept. That's more form. It's a form. It's an identity. I'm keeping the mind in check. So even in a spiritual practice, as a beginner, we catch ourselves, I would hope, and then that becomes a narrative. So watch out for that one too. You notice the mind doing what it's doing, the pain body the ego, the conceptual self, resisting what is and looking, searching for more to do, and then condemn the mind for doing that. But that's the mind also. Stillness is where we find the true self. It's beyond the conceptual machinations of the form of identity. It's the spaces in between, the noise. That's where you realize your true nature as infinite, as a being beyond any form or concept. There's no way to get there. There's no path there. When you remember, when you sit in stillness, when you add this spaciousness, this practice to your daily routine, you could say what's really going on is you're subtracting. You're subtracting noise and seeking, the monkey mind. It seeks. It even seeks the spiritual. It feels that it needs to acquire that to have it. But there is no acquiring. You just are that. You just release the doer. I can hear a motorcycle off in the distance. You know, cars too. A horn honking. There's all the noise and attention-seeking, a cacophony of sound in the world outside my room. But it's like I stepped off the highway and I'm just watching everything, these sounds. I'm watching the cars go by. Thoughts about the noise. I'm watching the noise or hearing the noise. And I'm watching the narrative in my head about the noise. Or there could even be resistance to the noise that you feel inside emotionally. You notice that? And it could be at this point, the mind says, well, then what? What do we do now? What's the point here? What's the end result? What are we accomplishing? What are we doing, right? You notice it? Okay, then what? What happens now? And that's it. That's all there is. To just be the noticer. Be the witness. Remember who you are as consciousness That is the point. There's no conceptual outcome in this. All of life as a meditation, or at least most of it. I still like to go out, do exciting things, make some noise, but those experiences come and go. In between them is the here and now, life. It's who I really am. It's who you really are. And that's all there is. Have a wonderful week.